Hi kids, we'll be looking at how to press as a team in the 1-3-1-2 formation. Hopefully you've watched the previous introductory video. So now we'll look at what pressing means. Pressing means trying to win the ball back quickly by putting pressure on the other team when they have the ball, especially at half the pitch. Now a good moment to do that is when the other team have goal kicks. So we're going to show you how to do that. In our formation, we've got the goalkeeper, we've got our back three, made of the centre back, the right back, and the left back. We've got our midfield player who is the pivot or link man, and then we've got the two forwards or strikers, uh, one operating to the left and one to the right. Now, when the ball goes out for a goal kick, the very first thing to do is to get set early. So that means getting back to our half of the pitch and being in the right positions. So we recover into our half. And generally, what we want is for the two forwards, one to be either side of the halfway point. So him, the 11 on the left, will be responsible for the initial press on players in this side of the pitch, while for the 7, it will be responsible for the initial press on the players on this side of the pitch. So midfield player is there in the middle, and we've got our back three nice and compact and close to each other. We don't want to spread apart early on, so we want to sort of protect the central areas of the pitch. And then in terms of responsibilities, we've got our two forwards. Their job will be to chase the ball, so they'll lead the press. So ready and on the line, ready to go. And we've got our midfield player whose job is going to be to protect the middle and be in a position to close the gap or the distance on the two forwards. And we've got our back three who will stay alert and will be ready to support the press. And we've got our goalkeeper as well who will have a high starting position, so just somewhere on the line or just outside of our box. And so now in terms of the responsibilities for each of the positions, so the strikers, as we said, will lead the press. And what would happen is one of the strikers will run towards the player on the ball and put pressure on that player, while the other striker will look to block the easy passes either into the middle or to the other side of the pitch. So this is called cutting off the pass. And this will look, say in this scenario, the team have played a short pass out in that direction. So it will be the job of the striker on that side of the pitch to go and put the initial pressure, while the other striker will look to block off the easy passes. So either into the middle or out wide or back to the goalkeeper. So we run the graphic and you see it's made a pass, a 7 goes to press, and the 11 cuts off the easy pass, as we said. And then now the midfielders will also step up as well while all of this is happening. And their job is to protect the middle still. So protect the middle. And then we've got our defenders who will stay alert and move up the pitch and make sure they don't leave any opponent behind them or between them and the goalkeeper. Now, when we're pressing, the key thing we're trying to do is to stop the opposition from being able to play forward. And if possible, try and win the ball back high up the pitch so we can score a goal. In some situations, the opponent will be able to retain the possession of the football and just play sideways and backwards. If that is all they're doing, that is still fine. We're still in a good position there, as long as we can deny them the opportunity to play a forward pass. And so now we'll move on to the rules of the forward. We don't want to chase the ball all the time. So in this scenario, if this ball goes to this other side, which we'll run in a moment, you will see that the roles will change. So he being the pressuring player and he being the player who cuts off the easy pass, their roles will change. So ball goes out that way. So as you can see straight away, 11 is now become the pressing player. So he's going to press the player on the ball, while the other forward now recovers and goes to cut off any easy passes. All right, and as long as we can keep doing that in this area, there's bound to be a mistake made by one of the players in the other team. And so we force it. Can we force it back sideways again? Yes, we can. All right, and then now they're playing side to side. There will come a moment though if the ball goes out wide. So in this scenario, I'll show you now. It will go into the number 11 if it goes out there. Not a problem. So you can see our side defenders are ready and active, because if this player receives it, it's going to be his job to jump and go and put the pressure on, and these other two would have to slide across like a chain. So you can see he's making his way. He's anticipating that if he lands on the ball, he's going to be in a position to press and win it. So steps up to win the ball there, while these two slide across like a chain. All right. So again, just to show that these two slide across, and they have the overload because they've got 2v1, and you can see in here he's got the ball. He's blocked off that player from being able to receive the ball comfortably. He's affecting him, and the other forward is here, is blocking off any long passes out that way, because if they attempt that, there's a good chance he could try and win it in this area, and he might be able to get an easy goal. Okay, so when to press? So we press when the other team have a goal kick. It's also good practice to press right after we lose the ball. So immediately we lose the ball back, can we set a target? Can we win the ball back quickly within 6 to 10 seconds of losing it? Because that's a good time to win the ball back. And then we can also look to press when a goalkeeper or a defender of the other team takes a back touch. And then we can also look to press. Another good time to press is when the ball is stuck on one side of the pitch. The key thing to know is when we're pressing is we don't all chase the ball at once. If we do that, we will leave big gaps. So not everyone chasing the ball. Let the assigned person or the person who is in charge of the opponent do the job. And so to recap, as we said, two strikers, they chase the ball. One runs towards the ball with the player and puts the pressure on, while the other striker blocks off the easy pass. In terms of midfield, a lone pivot, their job is to protect the middle. If the ball comes into the middle, they quickly move in to try and win it or block the pass. And for the defenders, they stay behind the other players, but move up a little, most especially when there is no opponent between them and the goal. And if the ball goes wide, the nearest defender can step up to help, while the other two players look to slide across like a chain and cover the space in our defense. And that is a summary of how we press from goal kicks. So hope that is useful. If you've got any questions, speak to myself or any of the coaches on match day or at the next training session.